Very good. So I just showed you how to find the integral of secant to the third. What's the use of it? So I'm going to write this here and show you why we need these types of integrals. So the integral of secant to the third theta d theta, as you can see, is a half secant theta times tangent theta plus a half ln of absolute value of tangent theta plus secant theta plus constant of integration. So keep this in mind. I'm going to erase this part of the board. I'm going to ask you to find the following integral. So here, I give you the integral of square root of t squared plus 2 dt. The very first thing you're going to do, you're going to apply trig substitution. So when you have square root of x squared plus a squared, we expect it to take x to be a tangent theta. Okay. So dx is equal to a times the derivative of tangent, which we all know it is secant squared of theta. So let's substitute everything here. This integral becomes the integral of square root of. My t becomes square root of 2 tangent theta dt is square root of 2 secant squared theta d theta. Substitute everything inside your radical. You get 2 tangent squared theta plus 2 and dt, which is square root of 2 secant squared of theta d theta. So we're going to just do some algebra here. It is the integral of square root of, we're going to factor out 2, we get tangent squared theta plus 1 times square root of 2 secant squared theta d theta. This guy is equal to the integral of square root of 2 square root of tangent squared of theta plus 1 times square root of 2 secant squared theta d theta. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is just 2. So this guy is equal to the integral 2 times, but 1 plus tangent squared is just secant squared. It becomes the integral of secant squared of theta times secant squared of theta d theta, which is basically the integral of 2 secant theta secant squared theta d theta. So this integral becomes the integral of 2 secant to the third of theta d theta. We already proved this. This is equal to. So it has a 2. This guy has a half. So you have 2 times a half secant theta times tangent theta plus a half ln of absolute value of secant theta plus tangent theta plus constant of integration. So this guy is equal to secant theta tangent theta plus ln of absolute value of secant theta plus tangent theta plus constant of integration. If you have the boundaries for t, you can convert them to the boundaries for theta as well. Or you can convert this back, write them in terms of t from trig or right triangle. What did we do? We said that, hey, t is equal to square root of 2 times tangent theta. But when you're defining tangent of theta, this is sine theta divided by cosine theta, or y divided by x. So remember that if you have your angle theta, you have your x, and you have your y, and this is r, all right? So this is basically the definition of tangent. Tangent theta is equal to t divided by square root of 2, all right? So by my y is t, and my x is square root of 2. I can find r. R is square root of t squared plus square root of 2 to the second power, which is here. So I can use this and define secant and the rest of them. I already know what tangent is. Tangent is t divided by square root of 2. Okay? Secant theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta. Cosine was x divided by r. So here you have r divided by x. What is r? R is the square root of t squared plus 2. And my x is just the square root of 2. So this integral in its final form is secant theta, which is square root of t squared plus 2 divided by square root of 2 times tangent theta, t over square root of 2, plus ln of absolute value of secant, which is square root of t squared plus 2 divided by square root of 2, plus tangent, which is t over square root of 2 plus c. You could simplify this more because you have the square root multiplied by itself. So this guy is t times square root of t squared plus 2 divided by 2 plus, here you can factor out 1 over square root of 2, or you can take common denominator. You get ln of absolute value of square root of t squared plus 2 plus t divided by square root of 2 plus